I'm playing out in the sun again. Thanks for coming to watch another one of my videos. Today I'm going to discuss solar viewing with the Solar Continuum filter. Now this filter is designed to use in conjunction with a white light filter. And what this is this is a 7.5 nanometer dash CWL 540 nanometer filter. Supposed to help with contrast when you're using a white light filter or something to view the sun, not an H-alpha, and it does better, what I understand, in black and white than it does with a color camera. But this is the way you're supposed to set it up when you're using this filter. Is you want to set it up. For me, I'm going to use the Herschel wedge that came with my solar telescope, which is the white light viewing, for white light viewing. So it knocks down all the harmful rays of the sun, but this is not a regular 90. Remember, this is a Herschel wedge to where you can actually look at it without damaging your eyes. It's a proper solar filter for viewing the sun in what they call white light, or all the light spectrum. You see all the spectrums to come together and it forms a white light. Where an H-alpha telescope just uses the H-alpha bandwidth of the light, and that's what you're seeing from the sun. Once you put that in, then I can actually look down and see the sun, and it's not going to faze me. It's not going to hurt my eyes because it's the proper filter. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little continuum filter and just screw it on the nose piece of my camera. And then I'll drop the camera into the Herschel wedge, tighten it down. And in case you're wondering, this is the ASI 183mm, which is a monochrome camera. And the filter works with a color camera as well, but it doesn't produce the same results as it does for a black and white, because of course your black and white camera actually picks up more detail in a sharper image than a color does because of the way the light spreads. So once that's in place, then I can do my imaging. Now I want to make sure that you understand, when doing imaging with this continuum filter, that's not the only filter you need. You need the regular kind of solar filter. In this case, it's the Herschel wedge, or if you don't have a Herschel wedge, now you can use this kind of filter, but not on this telescope, because what happens is it won't guarantee a proper fit on here. If it slips off while you're looking through the telescope, it'll blind you. So always make sure you got a filter that goes on the end of the telescope that fits the size of your outside dimension of your end of your telescope, because it's going to go over it and sit there firmly. Or in this case, this one is designed to actually lock into place on the 9-inch or the 8-inch SCT that my brother has. Another option for a white light filter is a glass solar filter. Now these are a little more expensive than the Mylar filters, but they hold up a lot better than the Mylar does. Designed for to use on the end of the telescope, and of course you got this is too small or still too big for this telescope, so you don't want to use it on this telescope because it's not the right size for the end of the telescope. You always got to make sure you got the right size to go on the scope, and that's to be safe anytime you're solar viewing. The samples of the videos and stacked images you are now viewing were taken right after each other. I did the unfiltered images first, then added the filter for the second video. Of course, I had to adjust the exposure length in milliseconds to compensate for the darkness of the filter. I did not look at the histogram while adjusting like I should have done to match the first image. I just kind of eyeballed the image to match the brightness. The black and white images were taken with the ASI 183mm astronomy camera. I took videos of 3,000 frames for each using fire capture. The unfiltered videos were taken at a shutter speed of 0.132 milliseconds. That came to about 6 frames per second. The filtered video had a shutter speed of 4.413 milliseconds at about 6 frames per second also. Both were stacked using 40% of the frames in AutoStack Crete. color videos and stills were taken with the ASI 585 MC astronomy camera without the continuum filter first and then with the filter second. I took 3,000 frames each as well. The unfiltered color video had a shutter speed of 0.082 milliseconds that came out to about 6.6 frames per second. The filtered color video had a shutter speed of 0.943 milliseconds that also came out to about 3 frames per second. I did not do any further processing to the videos or stills after stacking them. I wanted to show the raw stills when I finished to see any differences right out of the box, so to say. From what I noticed on the full-size images I was working with visually, I did not notice any real difference between the non-filtered and filtered images. Maybe I did not use the filters correctly, or when you do more processing you can coax out the differences better using the filter. I did not take any flats and I'm not good at processing. There's several ways to view the sun, and you want to always make sure you've got the proper equipment when you're viewing the sun. You know, if
Brother.
What? Hey,
You left one out.
I left one out.
Yeah.
What did I leave out?
You. Where are you?
Well,
What? Who put this? What is this?
it's a stool. You
Well,
didn't see it because you got those things. Those things have got your vision so bad you can't see nothing.
Man, these are terrible sunglasses.
Yeah, they're not meant to be sunglasses. They're meant to view the sun with. And this is another safe option when you're looking at the sun.
Look
If you
at it. I
look
can't even find it.
up here. See?
Oh!
Now you can see it.
Yeah, it's a
But
yellow
yeah,
circle.
without looking directly at the sun with these things, you don't see anything. It's all black until you get the sun within your eye.
I wouldn't drive with them. They're too dark.
No, you can't use them for sunglasses either.
No, are they polarized?
No.
Oh, cheap. I can't use them for fishing either.
They're just dark.
Okay. But yeah, you could watch the moon progress over the solar disk
Yep.
as it blocks it out.
Yeah.
Give you quite a view.
Yeah.
And it's not that small, so you'd be able to watch it pretty good.
Yeah, and of course you can get these things at any of the astronomy places, and they're just a couple of bucks normally. They also make a pair of solar viewing binoculars that you can get, and but yeah. Now I don't know if they still do it, but the libraries in the areas used to give these out whenever there was any type of solar eclipse going on, and so you might be able to pick them up at the library for free.
Is it library or library?
I don't know. It's a library as far as I know. Library. But anyway, you can, and so you want to get ready for the solar eclipse that's coming up in October. You don't have that much equipment. Those are the perfect item for you.
Call your local library and find out.